It is MLS All-Star Week in Charlotte. The Queen City is host to all the festivities and flair over the next 3 days. Tonight kicks off the action with the stars of tomorrow. It's the MLS NEXT All-Star Game presented by Allstate. 44 of the brightest young players from across the league here today to showcase what's to come very soon in Major League Soccer. Great to have you with us at the Mecklenburg Athletic Complex alongside the former 10-year MLS defender Jaleel Anababa. I'm AJ Ricketts. Isaiah Reed will join us shortly. Partner, you just know plenty of players to take the pitch today will be contributing meaningful minutes at the first team level very soon. It's an exciting day here to kick off MLS All-Star Week.
Oh yeah, this evening is where stars are born, actualized I should say, because we've been following these players for years. And when you talk about what the future could hold for them, very, very interesting. I can't wait to see what these 44 players do as far as entertainment is concerned.
Let's take a look at two of those to keep an eye on tonight. Starting for the West, Benji Flowers. If you haven't heard of him, you probably will soon. Just signed the youngest contract in FC Dallas history.
Oh yeah, and a pre-deal to go to Chelsea. This is a player who is absolutely dynamic, breathtaking, and one that everyone, if you're a fan of football in this country, should know about.
And for the East, Jamil Dunjaji, he's been fantastic for Columbus. He's a U.S. Youth International.
Yeah, Jamil's been out here killing it, saucing, scoring goals just at the weekend. He's got 2 goals in his last 2 games in all competitions for Crew 2. What a young player, what a young prospect. And again, I can't wait to see what all these young players do out here tonight.
All right, for more, let's send it to the third member of our broadcast team, the former national champion at Clemson, Isaiah Reed.
Yes, we are here at the MLS NEXT All-Star Game presented by Allstate, some of the top talent in the country. And I want to highlight a few ballers. First on the East team, Abdoulaye Diop and Sammy Gallego. We've seen them with Philadelphia Union throughout the whole year. 2 very good players. The link-up play is going to be excellent. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then on the West, Daniel Carmona. We saw him with TFA, an unbelievable campaign at MLS NEXT Cup. He's now got the move to Real Salt Lake, and I'm really excited to see him today. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Isaiah. That's a great point about Daniel Carmona. We saw him at the MLS NEXT Cup final just take over in a matter of 5 minutes. He scored a pair of goals in what was maybe one of the games of the tournaments over at MLS NEXT Cup in Salt Lake. We take a look at the starters for the East, a 4-3-3 for head coach Jordan Malia. Donjaji leading the way up front. Talent all over the pitch here for the East.
Hey, look at the 2, number 9 and the number 11. The combination between Liam Stribling and Jamil Dunjaji. Expect that to trickle over from their experience together at the national team. Look at Stribling. He's going to be shifty, in, out. Very difficult to defend. I can't wait to see what they do up top next to Aviles, because when you talk about the nation's capital, Aviles is one who is an absolute baller out of D.C.
No doubt about that, Jaleel. Meanwhile, for the West, it's a 4-2-3-1 under head coach Matt Dorman. And you look at Matthew Arana, the Houston product. Dynamo Dos is already contributing for him. He's only 15 years old.
Yeah, wearing the number 10 shirt tonight. He is expected to be dazzling, connecting the lines. This is a player who can drive through the midfield by himself. He can link up. He can manufacture goals. So make sure you put a circle around Matthew Arana while you're watching tonight.
So the starting 11s for both sides will go the first half, then we'll have new 11s for the second half. A look at our coin toss just moments ago. Allstate Executive Sponsorship Marketing and Consumer Engagement, Dan Keats, out there alongside honorary teammates Taylor Twellman and Diego Valeri, just a couple of former MLS MVPs out here taking in MLS NEXT All-Star proceedings. Carol Diaz, MLS Special Olympics Unified Match participant, also part of that in there, and Ben Dorsey, the Unified partner. Neat moment there in the center circles. We're just moments away from kicking things off here in Mecklenburg. Just a short drive outside of downtown Charlotte. Jaleel, 29 MLS academies represented today. 11 of them have multiple selections. And oh yeah, you've got 6 different youth national teams represented here as well. We said some players are going to be making an impact soon. Yep. A number of them already are.
Yep, absolutely. And what I love about what we're doing now with MLS Next is we are highlighting our talent much younger. It's giving them the confidence to be able to weave their way into the professional ranks with much more experience, and the pathway is much more ready as far as when you get young players like a Matthew Arana, when you get Jamil Dunjaji, you get a Liam Stribling getting minutes with their second team and then hoping to get into the first team. They're much more ready than players were when I was coming up.
It's a different ballgame in terms of player development, particularly this decade since the incorporation of MLS Next. You've seen the fruits of those efforts all across the league already. Players tonight make their impact here soon. We mentioned those 6 different youth national teams represented, of course, the United States and Canada, also Jamaica, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Trinidad and Tobago. Their youth internationals on the pitch here today. Good crowd on hand. It always is here for the next All-Star Game. Interested parties from all clubs, intrigued by who might be wearing the crests in a matter of years, months, in some cases weeks.
Yeah, but AJ, if it's football, soccer, whatever you call it, from any corner of the world, and you are in North Carolina, I best believe, and you can guarantee that people are going to turn up, they're going to show out. This is one of the American hotbeds for football. I had the opportunity to represent UNC Chapel Hill, and I got to taste how well the fans show out here in this area. Can't wait for tonight.
Underway, we've got the West and the blue kits moving from right to left. Glad to have you with us on MLS YouTube. East versus West here in the MLS Next All-Star Game. Christopher Morales with an early touch, trying to pluck it forward to Dunjaji, who he spotlighted in the open, the Columbus native. One of 2 crew representatives here this week. Dunjaji, U.S. Youth International as well. He won a championship at the MLS Next Cup just last month in the U19s. It was the final game of that tournament and a pretty good one. Columbus found a way to win a low-scoring affair. Here today in Charlotte. Had the right stuff over the course of the year. 2008's 11s represented. Moments on the ball there early here from Stribling in tight spaces. Knocked out for a throw for the East. It's the culmination too, Jaleel, of what's been a long, grueling season. Tournaments, games all over the country. This is a deserved reward. We've seen the fun on the socials that the players have been having this week, from the video games to the team meetings with each other. I think there's a team barber for everybody. They've been having fun this week since getting in.
Yeah, look good, feel good. See, Brady's haircut is fresh too. Bradley's haircut is fresh, excuse me. And yeah, you're absolutely right about this being a combination of, season-long expertise and exploits here. And one thing that I give a lot of these young players a lot of credit for is how they maintain their body. Their professionalism is at a very high level, because when you look at their schedules, a lot of them are getting ready to start their academy season. If they've been playing with their second teams, they've been going all summer long.
On the far side here, good defensive work from Trombino as he plays it back to his keeper. Levi Williams representing Inter Miami, Trinidad and Tobago Youth International. A couple clean sheets in the CONCACAF qualifiers earlier this year.
Yeah, keep your eyes out on what Levi Williams does tonight. He's a top prospect out of Inter Miami. Like you said, a TNT international, but one that a lot of people throughout the entire ecosystem in North America are very curious to see how his career continues to play out.
Cool moments for the coaches tonight, too, as well. I mentioned Jordan Malia with the East a couple of years ago, was guiding the ship at South Georgia Tormenta. Took them to a division title. Got an opportunity with Charlotte. Now is on the touchline, leading the East. Jim Paz, one of his first touches of the match. Pressure here from the East, looking to make things difficult to be a throw-in. Grayson Cadjo operating through some pressure. The Colorado Rapids Academy defender, Colorado's lone rep here this week. 3 players, though, at the U16 national team camp. This is Stribling, doing well on the ball, trying to navigate his way through traffic. A little too much in there. Stay with the East. Played wide to Oscar Vilas, DC United. U16 call-ups, the U.S. Youth National Team. The 2 out in front of Stribling to do anything with it. And the fun thing, Jaleel, about an all-star game here at this level of development, you can say what you want about different all-star games, and different professional leagues and maybe the more casual nature of it. This is a real opportunity for these players to show what they can do against some of the best competition. There's scouts still watching here too.
Yeah, what a ball, first of all. But yeah, 100%, AJ. The platform and the exposure for them and these players is what they know is part of it, and that makes them very excited. Another thing too, from just the logistics of the game, you're going to roll out 2 teams in each 45, so you can empty the tank in your 45 minutes. You don't necessarily have to pace yourself in that. What you would think would lend to very exciting football here, as we still see a very cagey match.
First touch moments ago in goal for Kellen Tamblin, representing Portland, finishing off his 3rd year in the Timbers Academy. Started in goal for the U16s at the GA Cup. Tamblin in goal for the West. Levi Williams for the East. Here's Morales. Swings it wide. There's some space here to work with. Good touch. Shot ripped and it's through. Oscar Aviles starts the scoring early for the East. 1-0, and the goal coming from the DC United man. What a start here offensively, Jaleel. A confident move on the ball.
Very confident move here. You can see the celly. Put the chain on and let everybody know that you're here to show out, man. We were just talking about the platform and the exposure of this game. And Oscar Aviles, he understands exactly how to go about it. Good hold-up play, and then Morales just shifts it over. If you're in a 1v1 situation where you're backtracking in your box and Oscar Aviles has the ball, you are in trouble. He shows exactly why DC United has had him highly rated for years here. Look at here. Just sized up the defender, gets to his spot, puts it on the back of the net. This is excellent stuff here from Oscar Aviles. When you look at a prospect that is bound to do great things at the next level, it's Oscar Aviles.
Signed his pro contract with DC United last October after joining the club in November of 2024. Shifty on the ball, and he puts the East up early, who have looked to the better of the 2 sides in the first 6+ minutes. Pressure causing some issues, good distribution, positive results here in Charlotte. Start off the proceedings of All-Star Week. Tamblin will look to spray it long. Usually is a high-scoring affair at these next All-Star games. Here's a nice run down the far side. Daniel Carmona rose to the occasion in the championship match at the Next Cup playoffs. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Some impressive runs.
Oh,
good takeaway in the attacking third. Now played
on
all the way through. It's a 1v1 chance here. Towards goal and through. Jamil Donjaji makes it 2-0 in the blink of an eye. He is the star striker from Columbus, and he's on the score sheet here in Charlotte.
Yeah, some good football here on display already, AJ. And what I like about it is that the players are rising to the moment here. First of all, it is the pressure to understand, okay, pick it off and then move forward here. Jamil Donjaji is onside because he received the ball as he was making his run from his own half here. This is an excellent ball that takes out every single one of the defenders, and then when Jamil gets in front of the defense like that, no one's going to catch him. It's just up to the finish and the flip. Oh yeah, 2-0 to the East. They're cruising right now, and their captain says, I can double it up.
2-0 on the scoreboard, 10 out of 10 on the flip. Donjaji, 8th minute goal. It's 2 goals in 3 minutes. How about the distribution there from Logan Azar from the back third after he'd already dispossessed his man? That's some high-level play as well from the defender.
Just excellent understanding from Azar, because he understood first and foremost his defensive responsibility was to protect the back line, because the West was probing forward. They were looking to play into their 9. He first of all picked that out, made sure his team was not vulnerable, sized up the fact that the West defense was way too high. Jamil Donjaji was behind them in his own half, played the ball with the perfect weight, perfect time, and did a lot of the dirty work for Jamil to make it, and somewhat an easy finish for him. The East is definitely showing their prowess early on, but don't sleep on the blue team. The West has had a lot of ballers on their side too. They just need to get themselves into this match.
These are playing in the midfield, excuse me, I should say, but high-level defensive play in that moment. And Jaji continuing a season of great momentum in his next pro debut not long ago. West trying to get it back here to an intriguing spot. Ultimately, no harm. As Levi Williams had it covered. Looking to play it quickly, Donjaji. Good touch to settle. Morales making a run. It's played back to Stribling. Here comes the East. Excellent challenge. Nearly ended things. Donjaji still around the ball. Morales has a go. Ambitious, but why not when you've scored 2 goals in 8 minutes? It's the 3rd shot for the East. And really wasn't that far off the post, to be honest, for Morales.
No, it really wasn't. Morales has been all over this match so far, and the energy from the East has been on point, whether it's picking up the ball very high on a high press or the repress. And then when they get out on the break, they got danger men all over that front line.
All right, Julie, how do you settle down here? I know it's an all-star game, but still not what the West was looking to do here in the first 10 minutes. How do they get more of a rhythm here?
Just like this. You need to make sure that you're advancing up the field a little bit more direct. Sometimes you can forego trying to play intricately from your back line here, and you can just see the touch here from Jamil Donjaji. Oh yeah, that is crispy, that's saucy. If you're number 9 at the top, your hold-up play is something that a lot of scouts around the world are going to be looking at, and that's something that he's worked on tirelessly in the last 18 months in his game, and he's really improved in that hold-up play.
So much more than scoring goals. I love the opportunities as a striker to show you have that delicate touch too, especially on distribution from your keeper. Donjaji can put it in the back of the net as well as anybody. Already has a championship to his name at the MLS Next Level.
Bro, you dabbed up freaking Thomas Mueller, like Thomas Mueller, put this on, sending pics to him later.
West looking for some moments of positivity here. Carmona trying to slice his way through a pair of defenders. Touch a bit too heavy to elicit any potential whistle there.
Yeah, but AJ, I don't mind that from Carmona. You talked about how the West can get into their game. Sometimes in all-star games, it's about letting the individuals do what they do best, and that's Carmona doing what he does best. Let's see if Liam Stribling can do what he does.
Nashville, man. Stribling's got some space here. Stribling puts it through! How good is that? The East is on an early rout. It's 3-0. Bit of a nightmare right now from the West perspective of the East. Scoring goals in bunches, everybody getting in on the action now.
Yeah, but this is the All-Star Game. There are no such thing as nightmares. There's only dreams, and dreams are about to come true for this kid right here, Liam Stribling. Again, but who is the one that is pulling the strings? It's Morales. He's looking to play it through the lines. It fortuitously goes outside, and this is speed that kills. But understanding that clinical finishing is something that everybody in Nashville has been seeing for years on end. Now that it's on the national stage here at the MLS Next All-Star Game, everybody can see why Liam Stribling is one of the best players that we have in this U.S. national team setup. When you see him play, whether it's with Nashville Academy, whether it's with Huntsville, whether it's here in these All-Star Games or with the national team, he always finds ways to shine because he loves the big stage and he loves big moments. Liam Stribling, remember the kid, because we'll be talking about him for years on end.
Could not have placed it any better. Corner pocket, 3-0. Less than 13 minutes in. East is rolling. So Vilas, Donjaji, Stribling. 3 goals in a span of 7 minutes. And it starts. Certainly entertaining for any neutral on hand.
AJ, you know it's crazy? I just looked up at the clock. We're only in the 13th minute. Are you serious? This is unbelievable, man, when it comes to entertainment value. We talked about that in the open. All I want to see is these players come out here, express themselves, be free, show everybody why they've been selected for this All-Star Game. And when you look at the players that have risen to the moment right here, Morales is one of them. He had his hands all over the first goal, or his feet, I should say. Bradley's been excellent on this near right-hand side. So when you look at players that really understand the moment, sometimes it's individual brilliance and sometimes it's the team. And for me, it has been the combination of those two when you talk about the East so far.
What did you like technically from that run by Stribling, from the start of the run to how he finished that sequence?
I mean, just the understanding of how to score goals. Again, if you've been watching Liam Stribling for years on end, this is nothing new to you. If he gets in behind the defense and he's on that right-hand side, it's absolutely trouble. Where he's improved, though, is to be clinical in his finishing. You saw that he didn't try to roof it or hit it as hard as he could. He knew where the angle was. He needed to go low and hard to the goalkeeper's right. Excellent finish.
Admirable composure. a young right winger from Nashville. It's the third straight year Nashville have sent an All-Star. Liam Devon previously, Chris Applewhite in 24. And again, you mentioned Stribling. He's been getting it done for Huntsville, too. He's the youngest player to ever appear for Huntsville. Elias Donjaji, Stribling in the score sheet.
Well.
Morales is hunting a goal now. He's one of those players up front for the East. He's had some big goals for Chicago Fire in tournament play through the years, including one to seal a title a couple seasons ago. Here's Carmona. Plays it wide, looking to get it back, too heavy on the touch. The West have a couple of ideas about them, but distribution has been lacking in the final product. Here's Carmona. So fun to watch. Really caught everyone's attention, particularly in Salt Lake, representing Total Football Academy, the well-known Southern California Independent Academy, one of 4 non-MLS academies with a player in this game. He was the MVP and the top scorer at Next Cup.
Yeah, I like Carmona's game a lot. It's been difficult for him in this match, but I would like to think as this game settles out and West gets a little bit more of the ball, he will start to shine. And when you are in the MLS Next setup and you're playing for a non-MLS team, it's very difficult to shine. And Carmona was able to do that at Next Cup. He was able to do it throughout the course of the season. So for me, it's almost like it's a weighted scale in a way. If you're a player that is of Carmona's ilk, being able to still shine amongst a lot of bright stars throughout the country and Canada as well.
Stribling looked interested in making a run there. East will play it from the back as Miles Johnson, Marcellus Singleton, Dylan Lawler getting involved.
Ooh.
Carmona stays on his feet despite the challenge. Bring it back to where it was after advantage was played.
Yeah, that's good refereeing. To control the match, first of all, Carmona did a good job to use his body to get in between Aviles and the ball, evade the challenge and still carry forward. The referee did a good job just to wait to see if possession was lost and advantage was given.
West looking for their first shot of the match. Step taken 4.
Yeah, that's good midfield play there.
Here comes the East again. Morales on the ball.
Oh, that's a great ball.
Nearly got through.
It'll get there.
Was it played well? Donjaji has a go. It's deflected. For a corner kick. Some frustration among the back 4.
Yeah, AJ Morales is out here saucing on him. This ball is wrapped around the back line, and why it's so difficult to defend is Fitzsimmons is facing his own goal with 2 players pressuring him, and I like that from both Aviles and Jamil Donjaji, just to be advantageous and press to try to get on the score sheet yet again for those 2. A reason why we talk about Liam Stribling, we talk about Aviles, we talk about Jamil Donjaji so often on the offensive side of the ball is because they're never satisfied with just hitting the back of the net once.
First corner kick of the match for either side. Stribling gets it inside the 18, headed back. Morales tried to clip it the left flank. Pass was read by Carmona. West will look to reset here. Working out of the back, Grayson Kajo goes to Blake Wilson. St. Louis native who had a big year with the US U15s. Actually moved up an age group after 4 caps with them.
AJ, you travel all over the country to cover MLS Next, cover MLS, MLS Next Pro, and you know, you've become synonymous with a lot of the success of these young players. What is it that you love the most about doing All-Star Games specifically, though?
Well, I mean, you just see the camaraderie between these guys, right, from the very start. And a lot of them have been competitors game after game, week after week, but all that kind of dissipates when they get, like you talked about, the playing the video games, going to the barber, just having some good times, flexing on social. You know, it's I think everybody's aware of how neat a moment this is, number one. And number two, a lot of them are moving on to bigger stages really soon. Won't have the chance to kind of be a kid and play this kind of brand of soccer for much longer. It's cool to see this dynamic between all of them.
I couldn't agree with you more. And you know who else, too, really relishes in these moments? Is the families of these players. Yeah. You have families that travel all over the country, if not all over the world, just for these special moments. So when you look at the MLS Next calendar, this is one of the events where we like to show out and have a lot of fun. Here we go.
Dribbling once another. Similar spot to last time. Got it off with his left. It's better defended here from the West, though.
Yeah, Kojo does a very good job there to recover and resettle his feet there, because when Liam Stribling can run at you with a head of steam and then change directions, is typically good night for a defender. Kojo did an excellent job to make sure they didn't give up on that initial cut to Liam Stribling's left and then get a block in. Good defending.
The West had already seen that story once tonight. Trying to slow down the onslaught here. That has been a better brand of defending the last 7 or 8 minutes. It's a foul. It hasn't just been the scoring. It's been the weighted touch, the passing here.
Yeah, just sitting in the pocket here is Morales. He's been doing a very good job to release the front three there. Liam Stribling, Oscar Aviles, Jamil Dunjaji, they all have skill and quality, but one thing that is a common denominator between those three is pace as well.
This might be a moment here. West looking for its first shot. Carmona now. Excellent save. Instinctive and sent back. First real tests in net for Levi Williams is passed.
I told you guys to make sure you're checking out what Levi Williams does there, because that is an excellent moment for the West to get themselves on the score sheet there. Marana's a dangerous player. He slips in on that right-hand side, almost finds the back of the net. Here come the East.
East looking for the quick counter. Dribbling in the area. It's played back. Trombino, Orlando City man. Overlapping run ignored. Trombino. This is Miles Johnson. A lot of space near side now. Bradley. Red Bull New York, their lone representative. Patience in possession here from the East. Azar, who had the assists on that wonderful Donjaji goal. Excellent build-up. Another corner kick upcoming here for the East.
Flag is up.
Flag was up on the near side. So to go the other way. So Carmona nearly brought one back for the West here.
Yeah, and you can see here, midfield play is what we're talking about here. Carmona just setting up Arana, and Arana just carries this one forward here, peeks over his left shoulder and sees that Williams is coming out just a little bit. He's closing down that angle. You can see here, he peeks over his left shoulder, has a strike there. How many times have we seen Arana hit the back of the net, whether it's with the Mexican national team or it's with Houston Dynamo 2? He is an excellent player, but another excellent player on the other side of the line is Levi Williams right there.
Nice moment in goal from Williams. Again, yeah, that was the distribution from Carmona. Arana taking the shot. Youngest first-team signing in Houston Dynamo history. Also the youngest player to play in MLS this season.
An excellent player is he, and he has so much to his profile that translates to first team or full team football. That's why Houston rates him so highly. And you know, he's one of those types of players, Matthew Arana, that doesn't really seem shaken by any moment. Every single time he rises up to another level, when it was academy to next pro to the first team level or national team, he always seems to meet the mark and shine.
Houston are really excited about him. You mentioned he has a number of qualities that translate. That touch just a bit too heavy for a goal kick. What do you feel translates in his game?
Well, first and foremost, the ability to play in multiple systems, the ability to physically get up and down the field and impose oneself on the game here, and most importantly, his technical ability allows him to play at multiple levels. Again, when he goes up, nothing is too much for him.
All right, before the game, we had a great opportunity to have a conversation with a pair of former MLS MVPs, Taylor Twellman and Diego Valeri Moore, about MLS Next. Well, just a couple former MLS MVPs in the building right now. Taylor, I'll start with you. Yep. Just from your perspective, your vantage point, the role, the meaning of the MLS Next pathway and what you've seen it create in the last few years alone.
In the blink of an eye, it has changed the evolution of the game. I think the fact that I remember 3 years ago being in this game, and now those players are now playing in World Cup games for countries. They're meaningful minutes for MLS teams being sold, whatever it is. So for Allstate and MLS to come together to give this platform for obviously the world to watch, but more importantly for the players to be seen, it's kind of difficult to put into words.
To that vantage point, Diego, the importance of MLS Next and the growth of the sport and continue coming off this World Cup boom that we're seeing. Just how important is MLS Next from your perspective, and how much have you seen the game grow in the last 10 years?
Well, I think I arrived in the right moment in this country to see all of that development and to see all of the growth of the young talents. It's crazy how much that is impacting every roster in MLS, at the level of national teams too. And for me, coming from a country like Argentina that has that system so well developed, and seeing the path with all of the help from MLS and Allstate engaging this stuff, all for the kids, all for them, because they're going to be the talents that are going to excite people and they're going to bring results in the future.
A couple club legends there. Twellman coaching, the all-time leading scorer with New England, of course. Isaiah Reed is pitch side. Isaiah, what have you been seeing down there, partner?
Yeah, I mean, this first 25 minutes or so has been electric from the East team. I mean, you look at the front four, Donjaji, Chris Morales, Stribling, Aviles. There is a reason why these players are highly touted, extremely dynamic, but you also got to see the duality in their movements. Sometimes you got to see Stribling going in, the fullback going up, but they're continuing to score goals, and they're going to score some more cellies as well, too.
Dare I say they looked like a young Isaiah Reed out there. You were a star striker in your time. What are you seeing out there from them that's led to this success?
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is that these players are having fun out there. I'm having Stribling come over to me mid-game, and he's like, hey, what celly should I hit next? So
what'd you tell him?
The players, I told him to hit the drip.
Of course you did.
But yeah, no, I mean, it looks like these guys are so in sync. Some of these guys have played together on the U16 national team before, but just looks like they have the chemistry, and you can see it now with all the goals they're scoring.
By the way, Julia, when I saw Isaiah for the first time today, I said, ACC fam, what's up? We're all ACC fam up here.
Hey.
I got Carolina for you, Clemson for him.
Straight up, but we all know what the best team out of the ACC is. We know what the best university is. It's UNC for sure. We're in the area, so I don't think anybody's going to really argue with that.
You will get a lot of support here in the crowd, but maybe some Wake Forest, Duke, NC State fans would digress. 3-0 here, East with an early lead. Just one shot from the West, trying to find some offensive rhythm. Not much to speak of. Second corner kick of the match, both from the East. Problem that time. In goal from Tamblin, again representing Portland Timbers.
It's been a rough night for Tamblin so far, just as far as the goals are concerned. Couldn't do anything about the ones that hit the back of the net. But what I like from him is his distribution. He looks to play out first. He's confident with his feet, sure with his hands. It's a young goalkeeper that I'm going to really be keying in on, because anytime you have a goalkeeper who is not bashful in any way, shape, or form to build out, especially in this modern era of football, that's a unique quality that a lot of goalkeeper coaches and just first-team coaches are looking for in aspects of a profile of their goalkeeper.
Hey, by the way, while we're on the subject, what was your go-to goal celebration in the day?
I'm a defender, bro. So
you were still scoring, though, man.
Yeah, when I would hit the back of the net, I would just black out. No pun intended. I would just go crazy. I would just start yelling and screaming and all that because I was just so hyped. You know me, I'm a passion guy, bro. I didn't have time to be in the mirror like these forwards and get all cute with celebrations and plan them out.
That's great. Isaiah, so you told him to do the drip, though. What were you doing at Clemson?
No, I'm not going to lie. I was definitely one of those guys who practiced the celebrations in the mirror before the games. Flurry forward, had to practice them. So me and Stribling have a lot in common there.
What do we call it? Aura farming?
Aura farming, yeah.
Of course, Isaiah's over there, aura farming. You see his haircut is too clean, bro.
It looks strong. It's a strong cut.
Isaiah, you're down there in between the benches. when the East hit their third goal, Taylor Twellman got up and celebrated in Diego Valeri's face. What's the banter been like between the two legends down there?
Nah, yeah, the banter's been good. Obviously, it's always about the players, but when you have legends who are, supporting their teams as well, it's always good to have that banter between the two, and Taylor definitely made sure that Diego could hear that.
Don't let Diego don't let the West get hot. But it's Taylor Twellman's club and company that have the upper hand right now. Plenty of time to mount any potential comebacks, though. Dribbling, though. Looking for space. Takes it to the touchline. Get it back out. Clipped in. Watch out. Oh, it's 4-0. Beautifully done by the East. 4-0. Singleton from a foot out. Marcellus Singleton, the Met Oval man out of Queens, adds to the advantage.
Yeah, the step over here, Liam Stribling thought that the opportunity was lost. He could have taken a shot with his left, but then brings it back, finds Aviles. Aviles does exactly what you're supposed to do in this moment. You just play a floating, teasing ball to the back post where the goalkeeper doesn't know if he should go. Because if he goes too early, the service could trickle into the back of the net. If he goes too late, that's exactly what happened. Singleton scores the goal here. That's the center back coming all the way forward on a recycled ball there. The East, they're absolutely cruising. 4-0 in the 31st.
He says, I don't need a set piece. I don't need a corner kick to put myself in the area. A 3-0 lead. I'm going to play up. I'm going to score.
Hey, man, I told you, center backs can score goals too.
That's right.
Don't sleep on us, man. He's been excellent as far as his distribution is concerned. His leadership, his poise, his technical ability in the back line has been great, Singleton. But he gets a goal to his name as well. This is going to be a first half performance that he will remember, and collectively the East will remember if they do what they need to do with 15 more minutes.
They're fired up in Queens right now. Doubt about it. It's been 5 years as part of that Met Oval organization. One of 4 elite academies represented here. All right, it's more on Marcellus. Isaiah is pitch side. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, seeing Marcellus and talking to him before, it's always not easy when you're coming from a non-MLS academy coming into this, him being at Met Oval. So for him to have the confidence to play with these players, it's been great to see. He told me that, hey man, I just want to have fun out here. He looks like he's having fun. His distribution's been great. He's been defending well, and then he gets the goal. I'm super excited to see this, man.
He's never overwhelmed by the moment or the game. And neither are really the players that are representing those 4 clubs, right? Cedar Stars, Bergen, Met Oval, Barca Residency, and Total Football Academy. They've all made their name at either GA Cup or Next Cup through the years.
Yeah, absolutely. And Singleton's done an excellent job, like you said, Isaiah. His distribution has been on point. He's been poised. You're at essentially every single MLS Next event that there has ever been. What do you see from players like a Singleton, like a Carmona, that can rise amongst all of the bright stars when they play for non-MLS academies?
Yeah, I think what you get there is you get this elite level of competition when you're continuing to test yourself against some of these MLS academies. You're playing at that level even though you're maybe not at the team. So getting to see the Carmonas, the Singletons continuing to test themselves in that homegrown division, it makes them ready for these moments like this.
Absolutely. And we talked about the ways in which we have way more than just one pathway to get to the final destination, which is the pros at the highest level. There's absolutely no reason why non-MLS academies can't continue to produce top-end talent. We've seen it for years on end. We continue to talk about it, and there are many examples.
No doubts about that there. Half an hour in, 4-0 to the East. Aviles, the goal scorer, and an assist to his name here in the first half.
AJ, for real, you know what I like about this performance in the first half from the East is the interchange, the fluidity. You see central midfielders dropping into the back line to get the ball. You see wingers coming into the pocket. You see Liam Stribling, he's holding up that number 10 position. Jamil Denjaji has been the one player that has pretty much occupied his position throughout the entirety of the match, and that's kind of what you need as the focal point, right? But that interchange is what you would like to see in an all-star game. I want to see that more from our MLS teams. I want to see that more from our non-MLS academies. When you have interchange, that means you have a lot of confidence and ability in multiple positions.
Looking for a fit. Denjaji lets it go. That was the right idea. Couldn't find a teammate. it's interesting, too, because this is one of the more extreme examples. In academy play, in MLS Next Pro play, right, there's always players going up, going down, shifting age groups. So there's a bit of interchange in terms of the fluidity of a team and the rosters from game to game. This, you never play with anybody else on these rosters. You're trying to develop that chemistry over 1-2 practice sessions, and the East has shown no problems of that.
Yeah, no problems whatsoever. And to be frank, it's not going to be a problem for any of these players because of what you just said. These players have so much experience playing on age, playing up in age, playing in professional games, playing in amateur games, playing in stadiums where there are a lot of people, playing in empty stadiums, and they are so much more prepared for what footballing endeavors have to throw at them than my generation were, Taylor's generation, Diego Valeri's generation, simply because they have the ability to just go out and play and bring what their individual qualities can do to match up with what their collective is looking to do, no matter what the tournament is. And what I really like about how they are exposed is every single game matters that they're typically playing in, because if you look at Next Pro, for example, every single game that is tied, it goes straight to penalties. So they're more prepared when it comes to penalties as well. I just really like how the development is pushing these players to actualize their potential earlier and earlier in their developmental stages.
Yeah, when you go from the academy and get that Next Pro opportunity, you better get in the flow of things quick. Watch this.
And here's the flow there. Jamil Denjaji is just looking for that runner down to the penalty spot. Here he goes.
Almost got dragged down, kept on his feet, dribbling, looking for the follow. It's cleared first. Morales on the corner, lofts it off the back of Paz. Down to the corner flag and out of play. So East continues just its relentless pressure. 6 shots in this first half. 4 of them in the back of the net.
Pretty good for efficiency, huh?
Yeah, that'll work. Whatever game or level it is. Carmona was fouled.
I'd like to see the West get one, though. They got a lot of quality as well. This is a good switch here. Hopefully they can maintain possession. But to be fair, Bradley has been excellent on this right-hand side, just making sure that nothing comes from the West attack.
Dribbling, giving it another go. Well wide of the net. Well, the West has Benji Flowers set to take the pitch in the second half. Cooper Shaw from Seattle, Chris Batiz as well, his teammate. We'll see if any of the reinforcements, Ezra Van Cleve from Barca Residency, who had himself a great Next Cup. What the final 45 plus minutes may bring. But a significant hole has been dug. Max Harwood from Minnesota United, number 6 jersey. Minnesota's sent someone here every year since Next has begun. This is a good interchange of play, having to come off his line, and he does. Tamblyn extinguishes the threat.
Yeah, good goalkeeping there from Tamblyn. He's been under a lot of pressure here. This east side has thrown a lot of numbers forward. Like we've been talking about, the interchanges on display as Jamil Denjaji slips over to the left side.
Denjaji, shifty, does get it across. Dribbling now to his right foot. Trombino will reset. West, constant defending. Dribbling, looks to settle. Difficult angle, clips it across. Chested down, laid back. How good is that? Aviles has another.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, AJ. This is exactly what we like to see here. Aviles has been the benefactor of some excellent service from Morales. This is East just out here saucing, swagging, feeling it. Moves from one side to the other. Good hold-up play from the captain, Jamil Denjaji. Then just the lifted service here. Gets it to the danger man and Liam Dribbling, and then he just scoops it up. Watch his back heel. And then the finish. Yup, that is 5 goals to the East in so much quality here. Aviles just bangs this one home. That is going to be an easy finish. A player of his quality will never miss that. But that goal right there is in the build-up, the cohesion from the East. And lastly, that back heel from Morales. You can see why he is here at this All-Star game. Oscar Aviles doubles up on his luck, a brace in just the first half.
Morales, as you mentioned, the assist. He's getting himself involved in the proceedings. Fantastic flair for the fifth. 39th minute right now in the race for MVP. Aviles and Stribling certainly have a case to be made. Five first half goals. Just one shot for the West.
And the fun part about this is there's still time in this first half. About 6 minutes or so. I wouldn't expect that there's going to be stoppage time in this first half, but if they do calculate a little bit of the stoppages in, we could be looking at about 7 minutes. What I really like here is that the East has shown from an offensive standpoint why they got so many stars, so many ballers. They're out here just playing free, having fun. And to what I really love, you talked about the fact that a lot of these players, they don't spend day-to-day time together. But football's a language. It's one of the languages that everybody understands all over the world. If you get good players together, they typically are able to figure out how to displace the other team.
And a fresh 11 will come on for each side at the half. Through the legs there of Stribling. Just every time the West tried to clear that last sequence, it's like the East. No problem. We'll reset. Here's another cross. Keep possession. Composure is impressive. Wilson on his run to the touchline. A free kick here for the West. Wasn't sure if we were about to see our first booking of the match. It's just a foul, but one of the best chances of this first half for the West. Not much to speak of for Williams. It's a good thing for his side.
Yeah, Levi Williams, he's not even sweating, man. He's chilling, just giving directions. Go left, go right.
Snares it.
Routine save there, but it's about his second touch on the game, if I believe here. But again, when you talk about Levi Williams, it's a poised kid. Had the opportunity to chat with him. He's very driven, knows exactly what he wants out of his career. This is a player, too, that is way more than just a profile. He's one that is a very good player, very good goalkeeper. One thing that you've done excellently as far as producing young talent is concerned is the United States has always had good goalkeepers.
Here, Miami usually does have a good pipeline in goal at that academy. Although there was a moment to forget in goal in their most recent game from Rios Novo. Still got the win, though. That's tapped away. Did enough there. Probing moments here from the West.
Trouble.
Stribling has space.
Trouble.
Playing forward, then Jaji full speed ahead. It's a foot race to it.
I like that from Tamblyn, though. He understands the dangerous moment. That looked like the second goal that the East scored, where Jamil Jaji was ahead of the back line of the West in his own half. Liam Stribling understood it. Didn't play the cultured ball that he wanted. Played a little bit too straight with a more driven technique. He was trying to wrap his foot around it so it would just curl and die on that wet surface. Didn't quite get it right, but at the end of the day, it was Tamblyn that recognized the moment to come off his line.
And of course, you would expect in a 5-0 game. Hard to ask much more out of Tamblyn on a couple of those defensive sequences. Really, any player in goal would be compromised on a number of those moments.
I mean, 5 goals scored. You could put 5 goalkeepers in there. They'll still score those same 5 again.
Very talented keeper from the West Coast. It's delivered across. Didn't reach Njaji. Headed back to a blue jersey. Wilson trains regularly with City 2. Wilson and Dowling, a pair of All-Stars from St. Louis. Carmona to his left, rips one. Carmona just wide. Good effort there from Carmona. Just the second shot from the West in this first half.
I like that a lot from Carmona. It goes, shifts the ball to his stronger left foot and then goes against the grain, looking for that finish to Levi Williams' right. But when you talk about Levi Williams, you're going to need a little bit more to beat him from there. I'd like to see something from the West in this first half because, again, we're going to see a whole line change. Two different teams coming out on each side in the second half.
Oh, great touch there. Tried to hit the diagonal ball. Aviles, an idea. Well out in front. Tamblin scoops. Logan Fitzsimons. Probing ball. Nothing there. Fitzsimons, part of GA Cup U16, best 11. He's already been playing with Houston's U18s. He's a 15-year-old. Williams. Just a little strong to deal with for Bradley. Out for a throw.
It's good recovery there from Bradley.
45 minutes in, we'll have 3 minutes of additional time. And out for a goal kick. The work rate slowing down just a tad here in the final few minutes of the first half, as you might expect. A 5-0 match. We'll see if the East does try to work for another, though. Everybody up front for the East with a goal. Morales has an assist. He's hunting for a score himself before exiting this game. Creative run from Stribling, snuffed out. Fun environment and atmosphere here in Mecklenburg. Everybody that attended tonight got a free ticket for the Skills Challenge tomorrow. Of course, the All-Star Game taking place Wednesday over at Bank of America Stadium. We had some of the food from the food trucks earlier, Jalil. That was some of the best brisket I've had in months. Is this a final chance here in the dying seconds? Williams, no, the flag was up.
There are a few things like North Carolina barbecue, man. That brisket that you were talking about.
It's for real.
It's excellent, bro. I'm a barbecue connoisseur. I live in Nashville, and it's hard to beat the brisket in Nashville. And I'm not saying that that's what I experienced today, but what I'm saying is that the barbecue is on point.
I have determined that I need more. I may be in line at halftime. So if you don't see me, I'll be back at some point.
No, I need you back. I need you back for the second half. You can't leave me here with all my friends out there watching the call this game by myself.
I'll bring you back a plate, though.
Okay, that's a
All
deal.
Right, so
that's
you take a little play-by-play. I'll bring you some brisket.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, this is a fair trade. There, corn fritters was one of the sides. I don't think I've had that in years. We're gonna change that. A couple seconds left here in the first half. Looking for something to build on here in the dying seconds. Whistle to blow any second here. Maybe a chance for one final cross.
That's a
Does
good
get
ball.
it through.
Have it.
Has a rip. Looking to settle off the volley. Out of play, but the whistle will signify the end of the first half. What a performance, the first 45 minutes from this East side. From 6 minutes in, they were locked in. At 3 goals in a span of 7 minutes, en route to 5 in the first half. This is the MLS Next All-Star Game presented by Allstate. A dominating first half from the East. It's 5-0 here in Charlotte. Much more to come here on MLS YouTube. Stay with us. The MLS Next All-Star Game in full swing.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
Dunk? You can dunk? You? Oh yeah. In general. Nah, but great. What? On my Mac. Nah, on top.
Fans, we will now pause to reflect on the life of a beloved member of the MLS family, Dr. Victor Kidd. Dr. Kidd dedicated his time with Major League Soccer to advancing mental health awareness and implementing programs that supported players, coaches, and club staff across the league. His passion, leadership, and commitment helped make MLS Next a stronger and more supportive community. Dr. Kidd's warmth, kindness, and humor are cherished and missed by all who knew and loved him in the MLS community. His impact will be felt by the generation for years to come. Fans are welcome to scan the QR code on the screen to learn more. Here on behalf of him are his wife, Nikki Kidd, their son, Chance Kidd, his mother, Vicky King, and his brother, Samuel Spence. Please join us in giving them a warm round of applause.
I'm grabbing my case and stuff. So do you have to send edits right now? Or no, later? I'm basically shooting for this. I'm shooting for Drew. So. Okay. All right, Ivan. Are you taking for Adidas?
And I know, Jaleel, you knew Dr. Kidd through your years in MLS, and he was someone dear to you.
Yeah, I didn't just know Dr. Kidd. I worked with him on many different projects. He was somebody who simply made MLS better. And a lot of people are inspired in his memory to continue on and doing very good work. Be selfless and in our hearts and our minds, because that's exactly what Dr. Kidd was and still is to so many people. That smile right there exemplifies how he would just light up a room, and his light shines within each and every one of us, Shout out Dr. Kidd, rest in peace, my dear brother.
Fitting tribute to Dr. Kidd here in Mecklenburg at the MLS Next All-Star Game.
Fans, don't forget to check out the 2026 MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T tomorrow at Truist Field, where stars from multiple teams will participate in the ultimate test of skills starting at 8 p.m.
Let's go, boys! Come on!
Also, fans, be sure to come back on Wednesday morning for the 2026 special.
Before the game, we had a chance to talk with one of the major supporters of Major League Soccer and MLS Next, Ashley Kelly with Allstate. Well, it's great to be joined alongside Ashley Kelly with Allstate Sponsorship, Marketing, and Consumer Engagement. We appreciate you taking some time. This is such a fun week here in Charlotte. Can you start off by telling us what MLS Next means to Allstate?
Of course. The MLS Next All-Star Game is a really exciting opportunity for Allstate to showcase young talent in the U.S. Today's more than just a game. It's really an opportunity for this talent to show off their skills, gain invaluable experience, and also take that next step towards their professional growth.
And from an overall perspective, can you speak to Allstate's support of the growth of soccer overall in the United States right now?
Of course. Allstate's really passionate about the growth of soccer in the U.S. You know, we're deeply engaged in many partnerships, starting at the grassroots level with Sueño Alianza, to the professional level with Major League Soccer, the U.S. Soccer Federation, with the men's and women's national team, and the MLS Next All-Star Game is a great way to show that commitment in action, and we're very excited to be here today supporting all these kids and watching the growth of soccer in the U.S.
Absolutely. Allstate always a huge supporter of everything going on in MLS. Just the start of a great week here in Charlotte, MLS Next All-Star Week. Appreciate the time.
Of course, thank you.
Halftime continues here in Charlotte. 5-0, the East well in control here.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Welcome back to the MLS Next All-Star Game presented by Allstate. A commanding lead from the East, dominating first 45 to the tune of a 5-0 lead here in Mecklenburg. Glad to have you with us on the MLS YouTube. AJ Ricketts, Jaleel Anababa. Let's take a look and see how it all happened. Jaleel, didn't take long. Aviles, 6 minutes in, says, let's get this party started.
Oh, yeah. If you're from the East, open your eyes. If you're from the West like me, make sure you keep them closed because Aviles is out here balling. He had his fingerprints, footprints, however you want to say it, all over that first half. This is a young player right here that everybody has been talking about. Excellent hold-up play, but Morales is the one that facilitates. Look at this play through the midfield. Jamil Denjaji is in trouble if you get in this situation.
1v1 said, I'll do this myself. It was 2 minutes after the first goal, and now things are really on here for the East. Calm, cool, and collected into the strings. Denjaji's doing backflips. Everything's rolling, and now Stribling said, well, I want in as well.
Yeah, that inside to run that develops as an outside run through the ball here. is excellent, though, when it comes to the finish. Liam Stribling is a player that has pace, he has ability, he has that craftiness, but it's all about the end product, and he shows exactly why he's been a mainstay with the national team.
Jaleel, say it with me. Center backs can score too. 4-0.
Yes, we can. Singleton says, get me on the score sheet here. Taylor Twellman is very happy about how his team has been performing, scoring goals just like he used to.
He looks very good. He didn't look too happy there. It's like, all right, another one. Let's get a fifth. They got a fifth right here.
Yeah, and this, to me, the little back heel is what makes the night for the East. It sums it all up right here. Erps. And then Aviles is going to finish this every single day with his eyes closed. Click, click, bang. 5-0 in the first half.
Isaiah Reed has some more.
Yeah, what a half from Team East. 5 goals, but I also have to talk about the back 5, all right? Them being able to also not concede was incredible, but I had an interview with Chris Morales. I have a new nickname for him. It's Magic Morales because he was pulling the strings all half long, and I asked him, I was like, Chris, what was going through your mind? Tell people something that they don't know about you. And he said that he's a very calm player, but when he gets on the field, he comes alive, and that's what we saw this half.
Yeah, he's had some huge goals for Chicago in his time in Next, including in the championship match. You still remember Nashville, your hometown, and Nashville SC Stadium, making a length of the field run and stoppage time to seal the championship. He has been a dynamic part of Chicago's system for quite some time, and he showed what he had in that first half.
And then some. What I really, really like about, playmakers, quarterbacks, if you will, like a Morales, they understand exactly what their players need to succeed, and that's what he showed in the first half.
Set to break, second half 11s when we return for the MLS Next All-Star Game presented by Allstate.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud, don't worry about what next. Just know we got now, oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
We welcome you back to the MLS Next All-Star Game presented by Allstate. Moments away from second half action. West with some work to do. They're down 5-0 after 45 minutes of play. AJ Ricketts, Jaleel Anababa, Isaiah Reed. Pleasure to have you with us here just outside Charlotte. Let's take a look at the starting 11s for the second half here. 4-3-3 for head coach Jordan Malia. And the East, Amadou Hahn representing Cedar Stars Bergen up front for a very talented side.
Yeah, Amadou Hahn, he's an absolute baller. One that has a lot of ability to displace any defense in the country. I'm looking at Sammy Gallego underneath him. He can pull the strings. And then for me, what I have been waiting to see is how well Connor Dale here shows his exploits between the sticks.
For the West, we talked about him in the open. Keep an eye on Benji Flowers on that left side. He's heading to Chelsea soon. He signed the youngest player to sign a contract for FC Dallas in club history.
Yeah, FC Dallas is very poised to see their youngster be inked and ready to to start his professional career, and then, like you said, already signed a pre-deal with Chelsea on the other side of that attacking three, if you will. Baptiste is one that has been lighting up MLS Next. I can't wait to see what they do alongside Wilson.
Dorman leading the West to really, I mean, there's no pressure here. Come in, try to get some goals back, show what you can do, enjoy the All-Star Game experience, and see if you can make this a little interesting. You see Benjamin Fila there, trying to get them all fired up.
I saw what you did there, bro. I saw what you did there. That was smooth. That was nice. What I want to see from the West is for them to show what they can do, show their individual expression, bring it together. You have a lot of creative players here, and I'd like to see them put it all together. It was a bit difficult for their other West teammates in the first half, but this is a whole completely new 11 going in here in the second half.
Is Taylor Twellman giving like the biggest motivational speech right now to the East, and trying to get them to make this 10-0 in the second half? I don't see him on the pitch here.
Yeah, off your camera, you guys can't see, but the East has not come out of the locker room
There they
yet.
are.
They're trickling out, and the players are poised. You know, what I hope for the players that are starting this second half on the East is that they don't rest on their laurels and really think that, you know, this is similar to a regular game, that if you're up 5-0, it's pretty much done and dusted. No, this is an opportunity for everybody to showcase what they can do and prove all of their supporters in their camp right, to prove everybody that has been following them right, because these young players have a lot to showcase here.
Not necessarily the same dynamic as regular season play in a
not at all.
5-0 game. Parking the bus, just getting through the game. These guys want to show what they're all about. So we may see the offense continue to shine, at least from the East's perspective. The West would like to get things going as well. It's a very talented East roster. Amadou Han, Sammy Gallego, Daniel Brown is the hometown kid, playing on Crown Legacy's home field right here. Made his pro debut with them earlier this year at less than 15 years old. He wants to make the most of his moment. But the starters for the East have a well-deserved rest here for the second half. Enjoy themselves the rest of the way. Hope their teammates can take it the distance. East in the white kits, moving from right to left now. Out of the locker rooms, into the center circle. We are set to go for the second half. MLS Next All-Star Game presented by Allstate. Pleasure to have you with us. Back underway. We're in Charlotte as the East plays it deep. Looking to pick up where they left off in the first half. Chris Batiste, first touch. Pole plays it back to Basil Kuprashov, Seattle center back. Rocky Rommel, San Jose, left center back slots. It's a foul called here. First touch for Luca Antongiolani, Sporting Kansas City, their lone rep here this year.
Recently signed his first professional contract with Sporting Kansas City. He's a player that was featured heavily with the national team, and everybody in the Sporting Kansas City camp is very happy about.
Ryan Prado of LAFC in the midfield. Another foul defensively. One on Jeremiah Alexander Munoz. He's a Crown Legacy. He has Crown Legacy experience, Concord native. Made his pro debut last month. 5-1 win over Inter Miami 2. Flowers gives it off. There he is, the second youngest player to take to the pitch in North Texas SC history. Some shifty footwork here. Sprayed forward. Excellent touch. Shot was blocked. quickly set towards the advertisement banners. Again, the West only had 2 shots in that first half. Flowers.
Yeah, it's a good start from the West here. The energy is right there. They're pushing the issue. They're trying to get on the score sheet early on in this match. The East is going to have their second half cut out for them.
Flowers to take the free kick here. 48th minute. 5-0 lead for the West. 3 of those goals coming in the first 12 minutes. Completely different rosters for both sides here. Flowers puts it in, immediately headed away. It was funny, Benji Flowers was talking about getting his start in the sport, said he was 1st or 2nd grade. You know those charts at the school, smiley face or sad face based on your behavior. I remember those days. He was getting a lot of sad faces, so his mom said, yeah, if you get 5 straight days of smiley faces, I'll let you choose a sport. So young Benji locked in, chose soccer, scored a couple goals very quickly, and the rest was history there.
Hey, I'm telling you, the endeavor of sport can make young individuals stay disciplined in ways that other things just simply can't do. And when you talk about being able to lock in, that's something that Benji Flowers has done for years on end in the FC Dallas Academy. He's been rewarded for his exploits, and he's made history with his recent signing. But signing is just the first step here. This is a young player that has the ability to really actualize all of the investments that have already been put into his name.
And there's a lineage in that FC Dallas organization, right? I think the players that have gone through that academy through the years are the Weston McKinney, Chris Richards, Alex Andejas. I mean, there's a pedigree there, and he wants to be the next one from that club.
Yeah, when you really sit down and think about all of the top ballers that have come out of the FC Dallas Academy, you're talking about Weston McKinney, you're talking about Pepe, you're talking about so many different players that have represented the U.S. at the highest level. They played in Champions League.
Yeah.
If we sat down and read all the names that have come through FC Dallas that have gone on to either be designated players in this league, like Jesus Ferreira, or, you know, players of that ilk, we could sit here for 45 minutes and just read off names. So Benji Flowers just taking that torch and really just moving it to another level, because we haven't seen players really come through FC Dallas that put a stake in the flag that far out as far as European exploits are concerned, signing that pre-deal again with Chelsea.
I love the confidence he carries himself with. He's gone on podcasts and radio shows. I want to be the best player to come out of MLS at one point. He certainly raised eyebrows with his play, his young next career. Taken away here by the East. The West has come out on the front foot here in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Were you getting a bunch of sad faces on your calendar in elementary school?
Hey,
or red cards? They did a green card, yellow, and red, right? That was the other. You
gotta understand one thing. My dad is from Lagos, Nigeria, man. African parents don't play.
That was not an option to even be on yellow.
Yeah, the first time that one of my teachers called the house was about the last time.
I hear you. It wasn't going to be incentive for good behavior. It was just the rule of law.
That was a non-negotiable.
There. Here's a yellow card. First of the match. That'll go on Abdul Jop, Philadelphia Union man. It's part of the GA Cup Best 11 at the U16s. A bit too physical here. There's a jersey tug that will get you booked.
That is a yellow card by definition. To be honest with you, though, this is the All-Star game. I like to just let it fly, just let it go a little bit, because what I want for these players is to be able to play freely. That's what we saw in the first half, especially with the East. They were out here just sauce and swagging, playing in their subconscious. You always want to see, especially creative football players, in their subconscious, meaning they're not overthinking, they're not really trying to calculate the tactics in real time. That is an excellent ball into the channel from Sheifa Kiesi.
It's a notable week for the city of Charlotte. Of course, MLS play didn't start officially here until 2022. They were quietly building to that moment for decades, from the Charlotte Eagles to the Independents, and then obviously the BOA Stadium was always putting in massive crowds for international friendlies. But that night in March 2022, and about 75,000 packed Bank of America Stadium for their opener, that really set things in motion. And you could just see the passion for the sport in this city. So that was the second largest crowd for the sport in the world that year, behind a cup final at Wembley. So that told everyone the city's ready for soccer, and they've continued to embrace it. And it's fun to see the city get to host All-Star Week today. We were outside the hotel earlier, a lot of fans waiting for players to come out, try to get some autographs. The city's embracing it.
Yeah, the growth of football in North America is something that, you know, is smack dab in the center of MLS history. And to be honest with you, we talked about it at the beginning of the game. When you look at North Carolina as a state, it's a footballing area. Soccer is what players want to become. It's what a lot of families rally and build their lives and sacrifices around here. This is a soccer area. So when you really look at what Charlotte FC has done in their short history, it is also a testament to the league to making sure that they pick the right expansion markets.
Right.
And that's something that the league has done very well. When you look at all the expansion teams that have come into the league over the years, the markets make sense because soccer has already been in a lot of those markets, and Charlotte is right at the forefront.
Player down for the East. Has to be okay. Isaiah, you grew up around this area and certainly know the growth and development of the club and its pedigree through the years.
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing to see. I remember when I was growing up just on the other side in Rock Hill, South Carolina, we didn't really have that MLS professional team. And since Charlotte has come in 2022, you've seen the sport really grow and see the community really come together. So it's been amazing. It means a lot to players like me and other younger players in the community, and inspires everyone.
Having a productive season this year. Hold that thought. It's deflected towards the sideline. Just trying to defend in tight spaces here. Get it out. Yeah, sixth in the East as it stands. Charlotte haven't lost a game in 4 matches. Went into the All-Star break after a 2-0 win against Red Bull. FBL getting on the score sheet, so we'll see what they can do. The rest of the way in the East, 25 points. Always tough to go to the Fortress, come out with a win. To the touchline here, East looking for 6. More competent second half from this west side. But it is anything but a manageable deficit. Got down. Interesting area here. The cross out. Goal. Towards the top of the 18. It's wide. Things were on there. Just pulled wide. Chop had a good go at it.
Yeah, this is good hold-up play, whether it's intentional or not, just to lay it back to the top of the box there. For Diop to have a strike at it, it's exactly what you need to do in that moment. Just try to keep your weight over the ball, try to keep it low there, but just pulled it a little bit too far to his left.
Chop again. Philadelphia man to the touchline. Still on his feet despite the challenge. Now he goes down. Didn't get much on the eventual cross. Thought he might have earned a penalty in that moment. Fakiesi now, the Atlanta United man out of Marietta. Scouts have him as the top left back in his age group. That'll be a foul. And another booking. Wilson. Too physical there.
A yellow card.
Yeah, Sammy Gallego just wiggles free. That's what we see him do week in and week out there. Wilson just trying to stop the play, goes into the book. Again, I would just like to see the referee let it go. Oh, that's a good ball.
Excellent curling ball from Gallego. It is fisted away. Well done from Fila, LAFC keeper. Just two 2009 born players in this game, along with Trombino. The LAFC U18s. Karas. Back to Fakiesi. Has Canadian and U.S. youth international experience. It was almost dangerous from a left bar as he played it back. Now looks to go diagonal. A nice ball. Headed away.
It's good defending there from the young Kansas City man. Make sure that the diagonal ball played over the top to Dom Lester is not a danger. Sometimes you don't have the ability to turn, get your foot on the ball and play out intricately. You just nod it out of bounds to live to die another day.
Tachi Rolani doing some work. Oh, and timer! Carried away. Still not out of the area. Fakiesi recovers. Plays it back. East probing for 6. Gallego. Fakiesi gets it in. Momentarily cleared. Desperate defending here. West do take care of that particular moment. Second shot of the second half from the East. But all around, it has been a much more even half for the two sides.
Yeah, but don't forget the way that the first half played out in general, though. The first 5 or so minutes were a bit cagey, and then once it opened up, it opened up. What I like about the way that this second half is playing out, though, it seems to be much more even. You're gonna have to fight a little bit harder to find good spaces for clear-cut chances at net.
Look at the save.
That's a good hold-up play there from Mahan, and then bumps it over. In the end, that's a very good save there, especially not to give up a very dangerous second bite at the apple. Again, this is a cagey second half here. Yes, the scoreline is 5-0, but we're basically considering this 2 different games because you have 2 sets of 11s down there on the pitch. 2 new sets of 11s down there on the pitch, I should say.
Right now, as it stands, it feels like Aviles would be the front runner for the All-Star Game MVP. The pair of goals to his name. Prince 4-4 won it last year. And, of course, Kevin Sullivan the year prior. Might have heard of him.
And both those 2 aforementioned players are continuing to ball out. We see, obviously, Kevin Sullivan mainly featuring with the first team now. He's on his way to his exploits with the Philadelphia Union. He also has a pre-deal with Man City. And then just talking about Prince 4-4, he's been excellent as well with Crew 2. He had a brilliant assist to Jamil Denjaji just over the weekend, dribbled about 4 or 5 players, gets down to the end line, squares it for a brilliant assist. And that's something that we saw him do in the All-Star game last year as well, being the All-Star MVP. So when you talk about what's gone down here tonight, for me, the standout performer by far was Oscar Aviles. He completely dismantled the West offense, but he was also a facilitator as well. He understood moments in terms of how he could use his individual brilliance to really shine. He was very poised, too.
He had the assist on that 4th goal, which was headed in by Singleton. You mentioned 4-4. He signed that pro contract just 2 months after this All-Star game. Recently scored for the US U17s. Their World Cup qualifying. Mohamed Shore, Fabian Loyola, the other 2 MVPs the 2 years prior. For 2023, this went to penalties. Last year in Austin, This year, the city of Charlotte playing hosts. First of 3 consecutive nights of action. All-Star Skills Challenge tomorrow. We'll be back here for the Special Olympics Unified Game Wednesday morning. Really looking forward to that. Of course, the culmination with the All-Star Game at BOA Wednesday night. West has some numbers here. Played into the middle. There's a man open here. Side. It's out in front. Batiz turns. Blocked away, but it is a corner for the West.
Yeah, that's good defending in the end from Paul. This is the first time we're really saying Baptiste's name. This is a Seattle kid that's an absolute baller. He can create a moment of individual brilliance. He can also set his team up to do very, very well. I love what Christopher Baptiste can do. This is the East. Here they come.
It's a good run here.
Oh, that's a great ball.
They got it through. Amadou Hahn representing Bergen. Clips it forward. Oh, he's that close, and he knew it. How many times this season as a Cedar Stars man finished those kind of opportunities?
Yeah, you thought for sure here, once he gets played in behind the defense, you see Van Cleef, he's trying to recover the ground there. I like the idea from Hahn to just scoop it over the goalkeeper. It's the right idea. The execution lets him down a little bit, and it just goes on the wrong side of the post. But when you talk about Amadou Hahn, this is a player whose game definitely translates to the next level. He has been doing excellently with Cedar Stars. Any defense that is having to play against them is shaking in their boots, and that's just one reason why. It's not just his running, it's not just his ability to score goals, his hold-up play and the way in which he makes his team around him better is one of the main reasons why this young man right here is going to be a player that we will, guaranteed, will be talking about for years on end.
Only 2008 player on either roster. Dynamic forward, originally from Senegal. He has been so fun to watch. That Cedar Stars program that brought home one of their first MLS Next Cup titles this past month. That's fed into an interesting area, snared in the end. The problem, Connor Dale, former Inter Miami, keeper now with FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, and that's very good goalkeeping there from Dale. And when you talk to everybody throughout the Cincinnati building, what they will be telling you about Connor Dale is his presence is something that is at a very high level, above his years, and that's what you want from a goalkeeper in between the sticks, right? Somebody who has the ability to calm a defense down, make sure that the defenders don't have to do too much, don't have to pull out heroics to keep shots from crazy angles. He's going to do what he needs to do, but we haven't seen it yet. The most uncanny aspect of his game is his ability to jumpstart the build-out. Very calm on the ball as well.
He's impressed with the U.S. U16. He's originally from West Palm Beach, and he does have 3 professional matches under his belt. See how much action he gets over the course of this second half. There really wasn't too much for Levi Williams in the first, the current Inter Miami youth player. It's about 25 minutes left here. Mecklenburg. Short drive outside of downtown Charlotte. Here, the home of Crown Legacy. Next pro side for Charlotte FC. Couple Crown Legacy players as referenced on this East roster. Stay here with the West for a free kick.
Down front.
Too many touches for Flowers over the course of this second half since he entered.
We're tied! That's our ball. That's white. Again. Go again. Watch the short.
More corner kicks now in the last minute than the entirety of the game for the West. Edwards to 6. Punched away. Second ball here. Oh, good save. Connor Dale.
The ball, the channel's on.
Down the line. read well defensively by Prado. LAFC product.
Prado does excellently there because Fakiesi sees that the ball was on down the channel there to release Hahn and company. Does a very good job to track back into that space and get the intervention.
Flag State down, Easton Wilson, Flowers to his right. Ezra Van Cleve, Barca residency. Thrilling final. U19s against TFA. They were down 3-1, came back to make it 3-3. Had a red card. TFA won the championship with a penalty. Seconds left in stoppage time. Some space here, being invited to shoot. Dale Doe, just to be sure. Harmless after all that. We've reached the second half hydration break here. Still 5-0 to the East. Not much to speak of here in the second half. So a few minutes ago, we were talking about who might be the MVP here, just of what we've seen in the first half, if nothing changes. Look at the contributions of Christopher Morales of Chicago. He's put his name into the discussion. The assist on the 5th goal and some beautifully distributed passes as well. That was the pass to Stribling for the early goal.
Yeah, Morales just understands that speed kills. He releases Liam Stribling into the corner, and then he does the rest here. But that back heel there is saucy, it's swaggy. It has everything in it as far as deception is concerned as well. Aviles makes the simple finish look even easier than anybody else would. Taylor Tlemon, that's one center forward to another, giving directions to Amadou Hahn. And then on the flip side here, we're looking at this man, Oscar Aviles, DC United baller. He had 2 goals to his name and an assist. The assist here to the back post is perfect because the goalkeeper cannot rush out early to get it. And again, the back heel from Morales puts the brace officially around his wrist.
All right, I'm putting you on the spot here with your vote. Who would you crown at this juncture, Jaleel?
Well, I want to hear from Isaiah first. Isaiah, who are you saying is the MVP
let's get down to
so far?
Put me on the spot here. I think for me, it's got to go to Chris Morales. I told him before, Magic Morales, I had to talk with him at halftime. I asked him about what he was feeling. He said he was ready to make an impact today. The back heel, the finish, he was everywhere. So for me, I got to go Christopher Morales.
Hey, no disrespect, though, but I feel like you're bugging. If you get 3 goal contributions and 2 of them are goals, how can you count out my boy Oscar Aviles?
Hey, can't count him out, but when I see flair, I see the swagger, I instantly gravitate to that, and Morales has it. Aviles does too, but for me, I got to go with Morales.
Well, it's a pleasure and privilege to be the tiebreaker here. And I'm going with my guy, Jaleel. Hey, the 3 goal contributions, that does it for me. I don't think you can go wrong with that vote. But I respect your perspective too, Isaiah.
Hey, but what I like about Isaiah is he's so quick-witted, though. In just one half of a performance, he already gives Morales a new nickname,
yes.
Magic Morales. Make sure everybody understands that. Isaiah, what are you seeing down here in the second half?
Yeah, in the second half, it's definitely a lot more close between both of the teams. It's looking like both teams are set up a little bit better defensively, having a lot more shape. We saw the ball from Daniel Brown going into Amadou Hahn. He couldn't finish it, but right now it's a stalemate. We're looking to see who can break the deadlock.
Fair enough. If anybody is to score for both teams, who you got for the East and who do you got for the West?
Well, I got Flowers for the East. I'll pick up on that. You think at some point he'll get a chance. June Flowers, FC Dallas man, trying to do something here for the West. Dispossessed there. Good defending in the back.
Yeah, that's very good defending there from Dom Lester, the Cincinnati product. He's played up mainly in his time in the academy and spent all summer with the twos. His hands full with Benji Flowers.
Played across here, far post. Not out of the area just yet. Misplayed on the follow by Batiste. Would like that one back. It was good service in initially by Kellen Pohl, the Real Salt Lake product.
The 2 outside backs for the East, Fakiesi right here, the Atlanta United prospect, and on the other side, Dom Lester. They have their hands full. Individual defending, 1v1 defending, and attacking is something that all outside backs in the modern game have to be prolific at. Fakesi right here on the ball, he has really risen his game in the last 18 months. He's a mainstay with the national team. Excellent prospect out of Atlanta. He's poised on the ball. A natural left back, which is very difficult to find. He's got a lot of pace, but most importantly, he intelligently reads the game on both sides of the ball. He's rarely out of position on the defensive side. He has a wand of a left foot. Definitely a prospect that people want to continue to look out on. And when you talk about Atlanta United, they have good ones on their hands.
Follow up on that in a moment as Job brings it forward. And now the overlapping run once more. This time Hahn pings it across. It's tough to settle from Brown, the Charlotte man. He's the 9th youngest debutant in Next Pro history. Still probing here. Looking for the 6th for a while now. The left bar from Atlanta. Near side, Fakesi, outside back, playing forward. And now East will run some possession. How have you seen the role and the responsibilities of those outside backs develop through the years since your time in the league? You were mentioning it a moment ago.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it in a second here because here comes Benji Flowers.
That's a nice run by Flowers, and he's got some help on the near side. Flowers, an excellent cutback. Benji Flowers deflected away. First real moment there for Flowers since he entered the match in the second half. Number of West defenders converging on Fakesi there. Everybody wants to see what Flowers could potentially do here in his All-Star appearance.
Yeah, still hasn't really gotten that clear runaway opportunity, Benji Flowers, but trying to create one out of what you would consider a transitional moment. But you asked earlier, in the modern game, how have the roles and responsibilities of outside backs have really changed? I mean, first and foremost, it's always going to be a facet of an outside backs game that has to be on point, which is 1v1 defending. And then when you're talking about their attack, they have to be much more technical. They have to be able to get forward more than ever before. They also have to be able to produce and manufacture goals, whether it's scoring them or creating assists here. But when you talk about the primary responsibilities for Dom Lester, he's going to have to continue to lock down Benji Flowers. It hasn't been easy for Benji Flowers early on in this second half, but Dominic Lester, again, has his hands full. He's done very well up to this point in time. I feel like he got a little bit hard done there on that call. Can you keep a player of Benji Flowers' prowess off of the score sheet? That is what you're always
soccer in the second half from the West. Nothing to show for it, though, on the score sheet.
That's fine, Shane. Shane, that's fine. Ready, boys?
And Clee delivers. Defending in the box. And Van Cleve on the far side. Physical but effective defending from the East there. Yessi Chuko from Toronto. Alexander Munoz from Crown Legacy. And as Jaleel mentioned, Dom Lester is the back four here for the East in the second half. Flowers again advancing. Dispossessed there.
It's a good ball over the top.
Run. Corner kick conceded. So you see the acceleration, the touch, and the skill from Flowers.
Yeah, just the ability to evade that first challenge there, and any attacker is going to challenge that space that an outside back vacates. He's looking to get it toward his stronger right foot to get to that angle there where he could just curl it to the far post, if you will. But that block in the end, That's what I love as a defender.
Sammy Gallego, finals MVP with the U15s from Philadelphia. Good punch out from Fila. Oh, distance! Fizzer is through. Daniel Brown, the hometown product. The Charlotte kid puts it through, and it's 6-0 to the East, and he's got plenty of friends to celebrate with.
For the East All-Star.
He finds a goal himself. So what you always look for in attacking players is their ability to affect the game. Are they getting assists? Are they creating opportunities? Are they excellent in possession? Are they scoring when they have chances? All of those criteria, you can say absolutely yes to the hometown kid and Daniel Brown so far here in the second half.
You always do savor the moments where you can shine in front of the people who want to see you succeed the most. Family and friends on hand for Daniel Brown, one of a couple of Crown Legacy representatives on this next All-Star side. Daniel Brown making the most of his moments here today in the final minutes, and a match these players on the East will certainly not forget.
Yeah, and you had a history here. We talked about the short history of Charlotte FC and their exploits at the first team level. You got to talk about their academy exploits as well, and we'll get to it in a second.
Powers has looked effective in the second half, does well to even get a cross through. Much mustard on it. Not play.
And talk about the academy exploits here in Charlotte. Charlotte Academy has produced a lot of young players as of late. Talk about the All-Star Game. Daniel Brown is picking up the torch and then moving it forward as well for Charlotte players. Last year was Wyatt Holt, who was the MLS Next Academy Player of the Year, but he also featured in the All-Star Game as well. So when you talk about Charlotte and producing young players, you have a lot of them who are really trying to crack in, but also have featured in this match.
Long ball down the flank. Brown again, looking for an assist this time. It's cleared off the lines. West continually on the back foot.
Yeah, sometimes the best way to get to your destination is direct. You don't always have to be extremely intricate. There's a lot of technical ability that goes into playing a ball over distance with that weight, that trajectory. And I feel like that's a part of the game that gets overlooked. Sometimes people think that playing direct means that a player and or a team doesn't have technical ability. If the diagonal ball or if the ball over the top has the perfect weight, almost like a quarterback finds that corner of the end zone, there is extreme technicality in that.
Saw a lot of those young fans along the railing in that shot a few moments ago, coupled with U.S. jerseys on. And the flag's still down there. Let this one go.
Flag has got to come up for that.
It looks like, is that the moment for the West? The flag is still down. That should be a goal. The West is on the board. It's Easton Wilson. Real Salt Lake man putting the West on the board. You're surprised for a moment there, Jaleel, but stayed down. Yeah, it looked like he had a case to be onside.
Yeah, it looked like he was onside. That's one of the classic ones where a defender moves forward, but at the end of the day, he is onside, and that is an excellent finish there. You can see Connor Dale, he's trying to cut out anything in the near post, but Wilson does an excellent job. Picks up his head and then puts that high. The reason why he puts it high is because he knows Connor Dale is going to somewhat do a bit of a split to try to cover up that bottom corner that Liam Stribling hit in the same goal, or at the same goal in the first half there. That's excellent attacking there from Wilson, just to understand the cadence of when goalkeepers typically try to cover the most part of the goal that they can, but he finds where the goal could be scored. Excellent finish there from Wilson. 6-1 here just in the 84th.
When you talk about Easton Wilson, go back to last year, he was part of the core of that U16 Real Salt Lake side that pulled off the historic double. Right? They're the first team to ever win the GA Cup and MLS Next Cup in the same season. It was cool this year. He was informed that he was an all-star by his big bro, he calls him, Xavier Gozo. We're going to see play at Bank of America 2 nights from now.
Yeah, Gozo's out here just killing people, man. I love what he does. I love how Pablo Mastroeni keeps his team with a fire lit underneath them. That's something that he's carried from his playing days all the way into the coaching technical box, just making sure that, of course, his team has an identity. They have the ability to play in a multitude of facets, but what will always be a feature of a Pablo Mastroeni team is that fight, that determination to stay in games, and of course the ability to find quality, to nurture that quality. And I really like what we're seeing out of Salt Lake City.
There on the far side on Flowers. In case you missed it, 6th goal of the match for the East, coming courtesy of Daniel Brown on this long-range shot from the parking lot.
Yeah, that's a good finish there. And we've seen a similar celebration, but he does it with a little bit of gymnastic acrobatics. I like that there from Daniel Brown. Again, a player that everybody here in Charlotte is very excited about for due cause.
It's almost like if you're a forward these days, like you have to be able to do the gymnastics. You've seen front flips, back flips. It's almost like standard. Must have in the arsenal.
Hey man, athleticism isn't just shown through the run of play. Sometimes in the celebrations, man. Jamil Denjaji makes those flips look super easy.
He landed one.
Daniel Brown makes them look very elegant. I mean, I was a brave cat down there on the pitch, or at least I would like to think, but I wasn't brave enough to try that.
I like what you said. You just ran around and blacked out.
Oh, I would go absolutely crazy. And most defenders do, because we spend so much time doing the dirty work that whenever you can hit the back of the net, we're not normally as composed as Singleton was. He was just calm, cool, and collected when he found the back of the net, like he scores every week.
That was fun. Just a few minutes left here in the MLS Next All-Star Game. Brown scoring the second half goal for the East. And Easton Wilson, now Salt Lake man for the West. Wilson had 4 goals and an assist across the GA Cup and MLS Next Cup. Continues to score in the big moments. Necessary intervention, though, as East was looking for another. Amadou Hahn, more than capable of putting the 7th up. Of course, Major League Soccer the last 7 days, picking up on the afterglow of the World Cup and how much fun that was. Loved the advertisement campaign. We'll take it from here. But Jaleel, so many fun moments over the month plus of the the World Cup. Here's a question I'll pose to you. Other than, of course, maybe the USA's run, what was your favorite storyline or aspect of the World Cup?
Easy, Cape Verde.
Yeah.
Cabo Verde. Easy. Because when you really look at, you and I, we were talking about this on the way here to the stadium. If you look at what they did throughout the course of the tournament, it is not a stretch in any way, shape, or form to say that they were a top 10 team in the entire tournament.
Yeah.
They were the only team to tie Spain. They were a team that went literally toe-to-toe with Argentina. They could have easily beaten them. And they looked poised to continue on. Had they have beaten Argentina, nobody would have wanted to play them.
No.
Right? And it wasn't that they were just sitting back and trying to get hopeful on counters. They were playing in their full set.
It's a giveaway here real quick, Jaleel. Chance for a second. Great save. The second ball momentarily dealt with off the half volley, tipped up. And he's lucky there's not a second on the score sheet.
In the end, that's a big bear paw up from Connor Dale to keep the score sheet where it is.
Destined for the back of the net, just about 10 yards out. It's a foul committed there. Yeah, but the only team to take a point from Spain, right? And then, of course, the games of the tournament against Argentina. So the prevailing sentiment you'd see on social after that game was just people thanking Cape Verde for what they gave to the sport in that game. Just everyone cognizant of how special that game was.
100%. And again, Dominic Lester doing a very good job against Benji Flowers, and the overlap and underlaps with, you know, the ability to attack, running at a outside back is where any wide midfielder is going to be very happy. Flowers has had the opportunity to size up the defense. Again, from a 1v1 standpoint, Dominic Lester has really earned his call to the All-Star team here, playing against probably the most highly coveted player coming into this game.
Lester and Dale in goal, the two Cincinnati representatives. Lester's played 3 times for Cincinnati's second team. Made his way over from New York originally. 90th minute, 6-1. 5 goals in the first half from the East. There's a giveaway towards goal and sent away. Diving save. Dale is there once more.
Yeah, this is a good save in the end from Dale here, because Brando does an excellent job just to pick the ball off of Sammy Gallego, charges through the midfield and does exactly what you're supposed to do. Force a difficult save in the goalkeeper by going low and hard to the far post.
U.S. Youth International nearly putting one in. Cooper Shaw plays it back. West with some good moments here to finish. Dale watches that trickle over the Allstate banners. Bodwall from Vancouver. Younger brother of Whitecaps first teamer Jeevan Bodwall, who was a All-Star here back in 2023. Jeevan, big part of Vancouver reaching that MLS Cup final back in December. Just 3 minutes of stoppage time here now. A little flick on, but handled effectively by Rommel. Well, what have been your impressions and takeaways here, Jaleel, from the MLS Next All-Star Game? Obviously, the East got out to a rip-roaring start, a bit more even here in the second half as the West came in down 5 goals. What have been your takeaways tonight?
It's been a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun. And we've been talking about the goals and a lot of players who have really stood out for manufacturing them. But what I really like is the ability of the collective to play a brand of football that is easy on the eye, moving the ball side to side. The game is so much more technical.
Good delivery there, too far for Ezra Van Cleve.
Than it has been in years past. You can see why so many of these players have been called up to the All-Star game, if you will. And this is a stage where a lot of these players, they're going to remember this experience for the rest of their lives. And I feel like a lot of times when we're broadcasting these MLS Next tournaments or events, we're consistently saying that, but it's true. If you play in an MLS Next All-Star Game, that's not something that you forget. If you do very well at GA Cup, you don't forget that. If you ball out and win a national championship like the Columbus Crew most recently, the U19 level, you're going to remember that for the rest of your life. Titles are titles, accolades are accolades, and it doesn't matter if you're a teenager, if you're a young 20-year-old, if you will, you don't forget these types of moments.
To represent the crest, represent your teammates. Shaky moment in goal from Dale. I think disastrous in the end. Well-deserved recognition for all 44 athletes who earned the trip to Charlotte this week. They'll enjoy the next 48 hours as well, culminating in the All-Star Game. A lot of these players have got to meet the first teamers just in the time that they've been here. They'll be colleagues here pretty soon, teammates, rather than just idols they've looked up to, as they have for many years. Flowers sends it in. Cooper Schaff is behind the play. Usually a closer affair, but the East gave us no shortage of entertainment. 3 goals in the first 12 minutes. That set the tone. It was a deficit the West could not recover from. 7 total goals tonight. 6 come from the East, including from Daniel Brown, the Charlotte FC Academy man, in front of family and friends. It's all East today, 6-1 here in the MLS Next All-Star Game, presented by Allstate.
Hey, presented by Allstate, they have been, you know, a partner of MLS for years on end, and how they support the league is stupendous. And what I like about this here in the All-Star Game is that the stars showed out, they balled out. We're seeing here so many young players that we guaranteed will be talking about at the first team level. A few, I'm sure, will feature for their national teams, hopefully in World Cups in less than 4 years from now or further down the road. But man, what a showing the East put together here, scoring 6 goals in 90 minutes, and I'm happy that the West got 1 before it's all said and done.
6-1, your final score here in the MLS Next All-Star Game, presented by Allstate. 5 of those goals coming in the first half. And the East rolls. Your final score, the East 6, the West 1. Front flips and goals, plenty of both. We'll be back with the MVP of the All-Star Game when we return.
And you told me before the game, you were feeling confident, you're feeling ready to come into it. Tell us about the preparation for you to have this performance today.
Yeah, just, you know, imagining myself on the field with the team and connecting with them. Yeah, it was just really fun to be here, and really proud of the team and myself to get this award. And yeah.
And last question, you've had a great journey. You signed the homegrown contract. You're now the MVP of the MLS Next All-Star Game presented by Allstate. What piece of advice would you give to the next generation?
Just keep working hard, listen to your parents, you know, and just work hard, and yeah, just believe in yourself, you can do it, and yeah, that's it for real.
Awesome. Congratulations, Oscar.
Isaiah, Ashley Kelly with Allstate, Oscar Aviles, your MVP. Well done and thank you. Pitch side as Oscar Aviles, the DC United man. 3 goal contributions, Jaleel, including the one that set the tone right away in the 6th minute. He added one in the 38th and had the assist to Singleton in the 30th. That will bring you some hardware home.
Yeah, that'll do it, man. I had so many texts throughout the course of this game saying, man, this kid Oscar Aviles is out here balling. Everybody could see, man, and what I really like is that he took the moment, he took the platform and ran with it. He had a lot of good service. Don't forget about that, especially through Morales. He was excellent, the Chicago Fireman. But when you're talking about the MVP, it is the player that had the most impact on the game, making them the most important, and it is by far and away Oscar Aviles. Congratulations to the young man.
Partner, enjoyed it. Fun one here tonight in Charlotte. The East winners of the MLS Next All-Star Game 6-1 for our entire production crew, led by Ryan Rose and my partner Jaleel Anababa and Isaiah Reed. I'm AJ Ricketts. An All-Star Week is underway in Charlotte. The East roaring to a 6-1 win in the MLS Next All-Star Game presented by Allstate. From Charlotte, I'm AJ Ricketts. We bid you good night.